All right, we're back at the USSVI National Convention in Orlando, and I'm talking with John and Rich with the Military Veterans Advocacy. How you guys doing?
We're
Doing
doing
great.
good.
That's great. So, what this organization all about?
Well, I'm John Wells. I'm the chairman of the board. Rich is our director of research, and Tom, who's just joined us, is our social media director. What we do is litigate, legislate, and educate on behalf of veterans. By that I mean we educate by social media outreaches. We have things like seminars throughout the country, and we also conduct continuing legal education for attorneys on VA law. And we're certified to do that by the state of Louisiana. That allows us to develop more attorneys and get more attorneys willing to work in the VA law arena, which is something that we like and the VA hates. Legislate, we could spend a lot of our time and a lot of our budget going to Washington, D.C. to meet with members of Congress, senators, and their staffs. We were up at the end of the end of July, and we had 55 appointments. When we get back to our home headquarters, we have about 2 appointments a day by Zoom. So, we're getting our message out to Congress. One of the things dealing with the submarines is there doesn't seem to be a good way to fix their positions for eligibility, to determine eligibility under the Blue Water Navy Vietnam Veterans Act. Now, I was the attorney on the Procopio case, which set the table for the Blue Water Act. So we're fighting now in discussions with the VA and discussions with Congress on how to make sure that these folks are covered. The problem is their locations are in the patrol reports, which are still classified. So we either have to set up a system where the positions can be verified, or we have to start thinking about declassifying part of those reports. We're hoping to see the Secretary of the Navy in November and hopefully push this to fruition. Litigation. Well, we will sue the Secretaries of the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, and my personal favorite, the Secretary of Veterans Affairs, on issues dealing with veterans. For example, Procopio was one example of that. But we also have suits pending to cover herbicide exposure on Guam, which we knew was sprayed from 1958 to 1980. Okinawa, which was sprayed in the 60s and the 70s, and shucks, I just found barrels of Agent Orange near Kadena Air Force Base in 2013. Stuff's been there all along. Panama. Didn't know it, but herbicide was sprayed in Panama as well. 155 pages of shipping documents sending that stuff down to Panama Canal Zone. We have pictures of them spraying it. Plus, 2020, one of our members was down there, went to Old Fort Sherman, and what he sees cordoned off with barrels of Agent Orange. Now, the barrel's probably empty, but still had the orange stripe on the middle of the 55-gallon drum. Doing the same thing for Thailand. VA agreed to do the perimeters of the bases, but if you don't have duties on perimeter, they wouldn't do it. Well, some of those barracks were 50 to 60 feet off the perimeter. So you might not have duties on a perimeter, but you're sleeping on a perimeter, and they're not covered. And the Army Field Manual that regulated the spraying said you had to allow a 500 meter, not feet, meter, buffer zone to allow for wind drift. So, these are some of the things we're doing. We're also looking at burn pits, of course, and trying to get compensation for those folks. PFAS, Camp Lejeune water, radiation. We sent 10,000 folks to Uzbekistan right after 9/11, and guess what? They went to an old Soviet base that had 7 to 9 times the radiation level it was supposed to. Into Wetak, island where we sent veterans to clean up after 43 nuclear tests, scraping up 12 inches of topsoil, throwing it in an old bomb crater, and they're dressed in cutoffs, no shirts, flip-flops.
Wow.
Great PPE.
Yeah.
Polymeris, same thing.
How would people get a hold of you or check out your website or something like that?
The easiest is go to our website, www.militaryveteransadvocacy.org, and there's a contact page on there. There's also, under projects, you can see some of the things that we are doing. There's a place where you can make donation, and there's a place where you can join. We're at about 1,700 members right now. Our goal is to get to 2,000, which is probably what we need to get full credibility in D.C., not only on the Hill and the VA, but with the other veteran service organizations as well.
Well, that's great. I sure appreciate y'all talking with me today. And again, the Military Veterans Advocacy. If y'all can head over to their website, check it out, maybe make a donation. I know these guys appreciate it, and I'd appreciate it too.
Also, you can follow us on Facebook.
See what?
You can follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page.
Oh, there you go. Facebook. That's even easier. Thank you much.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thanks, Steve.